Hello and welcome to this Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm going to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news, including a potential hijack for Antoine Semenyo. We'll give you the latest on that situation. We have some links with a surprise loan move, and we've been urged to sign an Arsenal player by a surprising source. So please do hit the like button before we get into it, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and yeah, let's get into the news. Opening question of the day. So I want to know, would you take someone on loan in January for the attacking up? I would say yes, but only under certain conditions, and we'll go into that a bit more. But would you be open to signing an attacker on loan in January? Let's start off with Antoine Semenyo then. So there was plenty of reports, or mixed reports last night, about Liverpool potentially still being there for Antoine Semenyo. It does look like it is cooled off slightly. Some journalists were saying we're ready to pounce. Some were saying there's been no interest since November, and it does look like he is off to Manchester City ultimately. We have a few reports this morning which I'll take you through now. So this is from the Telegraph. You say that Liverpool are set to rival Manchester City and step up their £65 million pursuit of Antoine Semenyo. Sporting director Richard Hughes was working at Bournemouth when Semenyo signed from Bristol City in 2023. Injuries and unavailability saw Federico Chiesa start in the narrow win over Wolves, prompting calls for greater squad depth. Now that's the positive side. The other two, not so positive. So this is from Sky Sports, who say that Man City have begun talks with Bournemouth to negotiate the finer points of Antoine Semenyo's £65 million release clause. The discussions are now expected to progress this week, with Semenyo's agent also due in Manchester today to finalise personal terms. And then from Florian Plettenberg this morning has said Antoine Semenyo has already agreed personal terms with Manchester City ahead of a potential January move. Personal terms are not an issue. Manchester City have now opened talks with Bournemouth to discuss the structure of a £65 million release clause. For now, everything remains quiet regarding Semenyo and Liverpool. So it does look like he is off to Manchester City. I think if we did come in, it would make it very interesting, because I feel like we would have a very, very good case to sign him ahead of Manchester City. We do need more attacking options, and even long term, he could be looking at this to be like the Mo Salah successor. So I think if we did make a strong play, I think we would have a very strong hand in getting him to Anfield. I think reports over the last few weeks have suggested that Liverpool would have been his favourite destination. It was always between us or Man City by the sounds of it, because Arsenal were never going to come in January. But unfortunately, it does look like we will not be going in for this one. If we do, then who knows? But I don't see it at this point. I don't think we're going to make a move, and I think we would be hearing stronger things about it at this current moment if we were going to hijack it, which is disappointing because he's a player I really would have liked at the club. I think it's a decent fee. £65 million is good. We do need an attacker to save our season, in all honesty, and he would have been perfect. But very disappointing to see him going to a rival in Manchester City as well. But the only positive is, at least that might stop Arsenal winning the league. I know I don't particularly want Man City winning the league either, but I don't know. I just something about Arsenal not winning the league will be quite funny, to be fair. So if it helps that, then that's the only positive I can take from the situation, really. Moving on to another attacker, then. So this is from Caught Offside, who say that Liverpool are contemplating a 6-month loan for Goncalo Ramos, believing his profile could provide an instant solution with pressing intensity and penalty box instincts, attributes considered vital in Slot's high-energy attacking framework. Despite not holding an automatic starting berth in Paris, the 24-year-old has delivered notable efficiency in front of goal. Ramos has scored 9 times in 984 minutes for PSG this season, a strike rate that stacks up favourably against Liverpool's current attacking output. For comparison, Cody Gakpo and Mohamed Salah have combined for 10 goals across more than 3,000 minutes, highlighting the Portugal international's superior goal frequency on limited pitch time. I think this would be an interesting one, and it does lead back to the opening question of the video, like, would you take someone like Goncalo Ramos on loan for 6 months? Because I'm going to put it out there and say I would. I would have some conditions, of course. I would like a buy option in there in case we do like fall in love with the man. If he does score loads of goals and we do want to keep him, it will be a shame to have to send him back. So a realistic buy option there will be good. But then again, even if he doesn't, like, you could say, like, oh, what's the point in getting a loan player if we're going to send him back? But let's say Isak is out. Let's say he's probably not going to be at his best for the rest of the season. Let's say Ramos comes in, does a decent job, scores a few goals, gets us into the Champions League, and then leaves again. Like, you could say, oh, we're losing out on a player who's settled in and done well. But then you have Alexander Isak coming back. Like, I don't think we need 3 top level strikers. I think like Isak and Ekitike long term will be perfect options. You then have other players who can slot into the middle if they need to as well. But I think 3 probably would be overkill. Again, I would like a buy option there just in case. If he does score a lot of goals and then Liverpool do fall in love with him and want to keep him, that is always a nice option. But I think there is some sense as well to just sending him back after the loan. Even if he just comes in just to save a few minutes from Ekitike's legs this season. Like he can't play 90 minutes 3 times a season. And if Isak is going to be struggling for fitness right up until the end of the season, we do need more options. So I will be on board for this. I don't know if PSG will be on board for this, more importantly, but I would certainly be on board for this. Goncalo Ramos to Liverpool for 6 months. Would you take it? Next up then, we do have a bit of a strange link. So this is coming from Stephen Warnock, and it is an opinion piece, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it this morning because it's interesting. So Stephen Warnock has been saying that Liverpool should go and sign Urian Timber from Arsenal. Now, I don't think that's one bit likely, but let me take you through what he did say. So he said, when I look at the defence and who Liverpool should sign, personally I think they need a centre-back and a right-back. In the right-back position they have Frimpong, Gomez and Bradley. All three are injury-prone and they are not robust enough to play week in, week out, and that is something to have to go away from. Liverpool has to look at how reliable their players are to play every single week, and at the moment those players aren't fit enough for that. That is a major issue for Liverpool at the moment. Liverpool are a better team when they have a proper right back in that position. It balances the team better and allows Szoboszlai to play in the midfield. So I think signing a right back is equally as important as signing a centre back at the moment. The issue I have with right backs at the moment is that there always seems to be midfield players playing there, the Guardiola style. I think you need a specialist for that right back, which can be difficult to find in January. In an ideal world, I would bring in Urian Timber, but I don't think Arsenal would allow that. I think he's the best right back in the league. I think he is brilliant, someone of that quality who's good in 1v1 situations. Since his ACL injury, he has shown his robustness to come back. Now, I don't think for a single second we're going to sign someone like Urian Timber, but I did find it interesting that he seems to think we need to sign a right back, given the fact that we just signed Frimpong, we have Bradley there, we have Joe Gomez, he can slot in there, of course, but I think signing a fourth would be a bit strange. Like, I know Gomez is a centre back, and he probably will leave, to be fair, but you only need 2 options in each position, to be fair, and between Frimpong and Bradley, you would hope that yes, they may have their injury problems, but you'd hope that at least one of them would be fit every week. I do ultimately understand the point he's trying to make in terms of you do need players who are going to be able to be robust enough to play 3 times a week, which Conor Bradley, up to this point, doesn't seem to be that. Frimpong, not too sure. I'm not going to pass too much judgment on him just yet. He's had a few injuries so far, but let's see if he can stay fit for this run of games into January and further beyond. But certainly an interesting talking point. Like maybe if Frimpong is seen as more of a midfield right winger option than a right back option, maybe we do see another right back come in the summer. Particularly if Joe Gomez does leave. He's been linked with AC Milan a few times and he has been linked with exits over the years, so it's very likely he does leave. So maybe there is something to this. If Frimpong again is seen as an attacking option, maybe we do go out and sign a specialist right back to compete with Conor Bradley then next summer. But please do let me know what you think on that one. Just wanted to finish this morning on a stat then. So this is the most chances created by Premier League summer signings this season. 5th place, Mohamed Kudus with 22. 4th place, Brian Mbeumo with 26. 3rd place, Ryan Cherky with 27. And tied for 1st is Jack Grealish on 30 with Florian Wirtz also on 30. So there you have it, lads. In black and white, Florian Wirtz ahead of Ryan Cherky. The argument is over, clearly. Look, Cherky has been brilliant for Man City, but like Wirtz has also been fantastic, and he's not getting the plaudits he deserves purely because his goals and assists haven't been that high. But it's clear to see he has been great for us in recent weeks. Like, he's putting on the muscle mass as well. He looks like a completely different player than he did in the first couple of games this season. He is going to be an absolute superstar, and no doubt is absolutely clear of Ryan Cherky. So I just wanted to finish up on that one this morning. That's all from me this morning anyway. Please do hit the like button if you did enjoy the video. Again, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Craig will have a video out in the afternoon. We're recording the podcast this evening then as a transfer special. That'll be out at 10:45 p.m. this evening, so keep an eye out for that one. And Craig will be live, of course, from 8:45, so please do keep an eye out for that one as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you have made it to this part of the video, then hats off to you. Thank you very much, and I will see you very soon.